I was first diagnosed as a senior in high school back in 2011, 2012 ish. Um, it was definitely a lot to be going through at such a young age. I was only 17. Um, Now it's a little easier because I kind of went through it before, so I'm kind of just used to it, I guess, now, I would say. The most challenging, I would definitely have to say, is getting the energy to do dialysis, to have to be able to do that every other day. Sometimes I have to do it every day because I get fluid overloaded or anything like that. Sometimes it just doesn't take off enough fluid and you have to do more of it, and it gets stressful. Physically, I would say more or less being able to interact with my son and my husband. I can't really do much of that anymore due to being tired or not feeling well. Mentally, honestly, it's a lot to have to go through at such a young age. Um, it's not the easiest thing to go through, that's for sure. I cope with emotional um, just by trying to get out of bed. I have a son, so like I said, I he makes me get out of bed a lot, and he keeps me going 99% of the time. I felt like giving up a lot of the times, and like I said, it's very hard to do. It's a very hard thing to go through. It's very stressful. Um, but my son, my family, my siblings keep me going. My in-laws, they all keep me going. Definitely my parents as well. A lot of people, they don't really. I look to be fine. So a lot of people don't notice, hey, she's going through something challenging in her life. They don't take a moment to realize that because they don't see that something is actually wrong with me, because I try not to show it. Um, but a lot of people do judge. A lot of the times I'm out of breath and I can't. If we go to the store, I use the motor cart. I can't breathe a lot of the times, and they stare a lot. They look to judge, and they just don't take it upon themselves. Like, hey, something could be actually wrong with her. Well, it changed a lot. Um, when we first got together, compared to that, I used to be able to do everything, and now I can't. A lot of people don't know this either, but dialysis takes your sex drive away, and it impacts him and myself a lot. Um, it's a lot on him and our family, but we still manage to get through it by just being there for each other, no matter what. My family, they have never left my side, no matter what. They've been through it all with me. Um, Ron, my dad, he, when we first found out back in 2017 that I had kidney failure, he asked the doctor to be tested. He wanted to do anything that he could to be tested to see if he would be a match. Um, and the doctor obviously couldn't test him right then and there, but we did go through the process and he did get tested. The lack of the community, I would say, is still like they don't understand because they don't physically see like my day-to-day life, my day-to-day struggles, things like that. It's frustrating as all as it could be. They just don't see it, and it's hard. And some people, they do ask questions, but a lot of people, they don't. They just go on to their day-to-day life. So the experience with the dialysis, I had to officially start back when I was pregnant with my son, and I had to go to the in-clinic dialysis every single day, Monday through Saturday. Very stressful. I was sick every single day, throwing up. I couldn't eat, drink, nothing. Constantly sick, constantly blood pressure drops, no weight gains. I couldn't keep anything in. So it was very stressful in the beginning. After I had my son, it got better. I started doing the peritoneal dialysis, which is a home dialysis. Uh, but it recently just failed, so I had to get a new chest cath, permacath, put in, and I am doing that at home now. The nurse comes to help me train to do it until I am finished training and understand how to do things completely without her. So the transplant process, another thing, very, very stressful. It took me months to even try to get on the transplant list. It was a whole factor of you have to do this. Oh, you have to go get this test done. Oh, now you waited too long, so now you have to get this test done. Oh, it's been 6 months. You have to get your labs redrawn. It's a lot of this and that to get done, and I was on the transplant list, but they currently paused me. So I am on pause until I can become stable again, is what they call it, because I have had too many hospital stays being sick. I was very scared to tell him that it got rejected. I guess I was more with the fact of that he would be upset. The thing that keeps me motivated the most is definitely my son and husband, my family. I have my mom, dad, brother, sister, things like that. Um, I just, I know I have to physically and mentally keep going for not only myself, but for them as well. Um, just keep going. And it's hard, but you're going to have hard days. You're going to have hard weeks. Nothing's easy in life. And this is definitely one of the things that is very hard to do and to go through. I think the thing that I would tell them the most is don't get discouraged. Your kidney will come. It might not be today or tomorrow. It will come. It does get stressful, like I said, but if you have the support system that you can get, take it. You're gonna need all the support that you can get, all the love you can get, everybody to be there for you, because like I said, it's hard, and when you have a child, it makes it 10 times as hard because you have hospital stays, you have a husband who works, you have a husband who goes to school, and things like that. Your family really comes together and pulls together to be able to care for your son when you can't. So my hopes and dreams, I would say, is to have a transplant, to be able to get a new kidney, and to move forward with my life. My husband and I would like to try for more kids eventually, but if we can't, then obviously that's God's will. Um, I just want to be healthy again, want to be able to do more things with my family and my friends.
Mm, the the what it's like to care for Jennifer um dives deep into emotional, physical stress, um, having the time to take care of her, my kid, work, school. It all just kind of jumbles all into one big stress. Emotionally is having to see your wife go through an illness like that, knowing that she's in pain all the time, not wanting her to be able to do what she wants to do all the time. Physically, it just drains a lot of energy. Like I said, between work, taking care of a kid, going to school, having to come home, take care of the home, take care of your wife, that takes a lot of energy out. Um, I try my best to balance the caretaking side of it and my personal well-being by taking the time I do have away, like if I'm at work or school or whatever. That's kind of like time to like relax from that life and kind of like refocus everything I've been doing. And once a week her parents do watch our kid, so that kind of like gives me a break from trying to take care of everything all at once. So our relationship as a couple kind of has like two different stages because when we first got together, um, she was in a stable condition. She still had her transplanted kidney. We were able to go out, do things all the time, and pretty much do whatever we wanted. But since then, after her kidney failed, we don't get to go out and do much together. A lot of times she's in the hospital or not feeling good at home, and having our kid now and everything else is like we don't have a lot of time for each other. Pretty much I have my own support team, like my parents, my friends that I can talk to, that I can um cope with, and they give me their support. And when I am away, it's like a step away from all the stress and everything else, and that gives me time to like cope with it all. And just knowing that worse, or there's always a worse, and it always gets better too. Just having high hopes and prayers that she will find a kidney and that our lives will get back to where it was before, and watching our kid grow up. And my reaction when Ron's kidney first got rejected, um, kind of, it wasn't really like a big shocker to me. It's my first time going through this, so I didn't really know what to expect. It wasn't until weeks to a month down the road where I like realized what was actually going on, how it was going to affect her, how it was going to affect us. And at that point, it's like, oh, this is real, you know. It's not just something to mess around with. I was able to stay positive for Jennifer during her most challenging times by like trying to find stuff that we could both do in those times to take her mind off things, take my mind off things. With her being pregnant during that process, you know, it gave us something to look forward to and to talk about, and just having a good support team behind us being able to talk with everyone and going through all that really helped us get through it all. Hope plays a big role in our life, because that's really all we have to go on is hope. It's not a guarantee that anything will happen. We have to hope. I learned a lot about myself through this experience. I've learned that my love and care is deeper than what I could ever imagine it to have been. Um, Advice I would have for other people that is going through this or in the middle of this is stay strong, find that support team, whether it's family, friends. There's groups online that you can talk to. Just kind of get that support team behind you because that's really going to help. Because there's not a lot that anyone can say or do that's going to make everything better, but just being able to express yourself, your feelings, your concerns, and having that feedback really helps. I envision my future with Jennifer um, to eventually go back to where it was after she does get a transplant. We'll be able to go and do more exploration, travel places without having to worry about her being in the hospital or being sick, and being able to raise our kid, doing things with our kid together, and making sure that he's where he needs to be. And from a caregiver's perspective, I'd like people to know the reality of living with someone with a kidney failure is it's not easy. It's hard. It's a struggle. It's stressful, emotionally, physically. Um, it's not something that you can plan ahead. Hey, this is what we're going to do. It's a day by day basis. It's something you have to take one day at a time and hope for the best and be ready for the worst.